stream. I'm going to discuss my current update. I've been studying this woman. Her name is Princella, and so she has a lot to offer on the internet. Controversial, edgy takes, and we're going to have fun discovering all about it. So she is like the opposite of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was all about how, women are, not to be taken seriously. And she's about how men are not to be taken seriously. And the trouble is they talk about things like high value men, or that they're trying to control each other through money and through the physical appeal of sexual interests. And that doesn't take into consideration Goddess V. It doesn't make Goddess V the focal point of life. If we want to have a good life, then it has to be oriented around something. There has to be like one thing that's said is, if a woman shouldn't follow a man unless he's following something, unless he's following his purpose, his religious prescriptions and principles for life, or spiritual. He's got his goals and he's like, this is where I'm going, who wants to come along with me? So when you care about each other, you're gonna want to be with each other. And it's like, what does it take to make you want to be with a woman with somebody who is, say, in a wheelchair? What would it take to want that person? And then wouldn't you want that? Because acting like you don't need that, it's the same thing as acting as if everything's fine. And all my construction workers out there, I'm a construction worker, so maybe you can relate. I gotta check on. Right, so here's the situation. So the trouble is when, like, women shouldn't have to worry about power, and when they worry about it, it's because they feel like women operate off of fear. Let's start there. They operate off of needing to feel safe, and they're but they also are trying to compromise each other so that one of them so that pardon me guys, I'm a little tired, but it's okay. I still want to present the point. The fucking point is that okay. So the point is that this lady Priscilla on YouTube, she suggests that men are incapable of love, and a lot of women, call in and confirm that they all they want to do is get off. And the reality is that men will get lazy if they're easily allows them to have sex with them without them having to do much work like marriage. Men will be lazy, but first of all, men, you don't be lazy. Second of all, you don't want to be you don't want your life to be based upon the getting off, like the need to get off, or wanting a blowjob, for example. Because then it gives the woman power. Just like even if you make the money as a man and then you let your woman handle all the money, like pay all the bills and decide where you're going to go on vacation and everything, that fucking gives them the power. Okay, women do not want power. They get angry because then if the man lets the woman manage all the money and do all that, and then like lets her kind of decide what they're gonna do, like for a restaurant and everything, and like culture. See, here's the thing. Obviously when you're going into a marriage, you want to already have the same culture, right? Like roughly, like same church or but you also want to be able to play out the natural roles of the masculine and feminine. And typically men feel good being a provider and being security, and women feel good when they're the receiver. Like men feel a purpose when they are doing things for the woman, and then women feel good when they're women like get turned off by a guy who seems to desperately want them. And this happens to even quote unquote alpha males who, what they end up doing is they end up letting the woman decide what she like. It's kind of tricky because it's like it's not about controlling the woman. I know it sounds like that, but it's more about controlling the feminine. The feminine just wants to do whatever it wants, like not with no thought of like the long-term goals and just more. So women are big on FOMO. That's why it's all women. The whole travel industry is and fashion is based on women. They feel like, oh, I'm gonna miss out, or oh, I want to compete with other women and tell them that, oh, I got this new clothing item, or we went on this grand vacation. The man's going to be working a lot, so the women end up inevitably kind of perpetuating the culture, even in the work they do, whether or not it pays more. It's the kind of work they do. They'll do school teaching, they'll do nursing, which is essentially like carried in child sitting. And not that it's not easy, but it's just that it's, especially for men, like in young men, they really shouldn't be around women, because then they end up having to resent women, because women are not meant to, because men think differently. But so how do you, and Priscilla's solution for this is, how about we have everyone, everybody, let me try to modify this so we can see each other better. So Priscilla tries to say that, let's live in let's not get married and let's live in like a community, but that doesn't make any sense either, because that's like polygamy. And no, like Priscilla's whole position is that there's no such thing as a good masculine man, and she also claims that penetrative sex isn't interesting for a woman, so she's obviously not. I mean, there could be some value to that. Like she says, people claim that she's like trying to go lesbian and claim to others. I mean, she tries to dance around the fact that, she is a bisexual woman and she should embrace that. But she doesn't, make any hints on wanting to marry a woman. And I would describe her as, really masculine. I like her. I think she's fun. But I think that she would make a good, more butchy, like the masculine role in a lesbian relationship. And again, it's about that polarity. All you got to do is create that polarity. But the whole thing is men think that when they have sex, okay, here's the big write-down point. Men think that when they have sex, that they are not losing anything if they kind of seduce the woman, and they but they do lose something. And what they lose, guys, is they lose their soul. Their soul is like what they're willing to say no to. When they're with a woman they're not attracted to, they end up paying for things that they may not want to do in order to have sex with her. Like maybe going to buy food or make food or go to a place or listen to music or go to an event or buy something or or do something or watch certain movies, all of it, the whole experience that makes people unique, what their preferences are. He just sides with all of her preferences in order to get sex from her, which is so contrapositional to the idea of post-nut clarity and not having that energy control you as a man. You want to be in complete control as a man, and you want to create an environment that, and you should try to do this at least, create an environment that allows you to be a masculine man and allows someone to be a feminine woman. And then there's the whole aspect of kids. So kids, okay, the whole point of raising kids is to give your values to them. Okay? Be in this lane here. Whoa. I want to be in the fucking far lane, boys. God, this traffic's slow. Yeah, I don't sit in traffic, but I get to do this live show, and it's only another 20 minutes, and traffic's probably bad the whole fucking time. So I might as well jump in the mix. But if you go to Europe, you'll find that they have traffic solutions. They have these different they have these triangular decal stickers on the back of vehicles where if you're going this speed, you should be this far away. And the whole point of reducing traffic is you keep a generous distance. Like when you're traveling at 70 miles an hour, you're probably at least 100 feet behind each car. Actually, it would be better to be like 200 feet away, I think. But when traffic, you're close, so you can't accelerate if you're close. But if everyone in traffic stayed far away and didn't try to just get that extra, game the system and fucking try to get another 20 feet ahead and such, then that's what you get everyone driving up and then slowing down. It's just, yeah. Yeah. Really? Yeah, so you're fucking free, dude. When you're able to have decent self-pleasuring sexual experiences, you're free. You're free of the matrix. Let's get back into this Purincella idea. You really got to see this whole. She's got this video I just reviewed. It talked about how women get destroyed by marriage or something, or something. Here's another thing. When you listen, be careful what you listen to, because like I've been telling myself I like vulva a lot, and it's been more and more. I've been more and more interested in it. So I think it's like anything. Like when people get into stuff, they get more and more into it, and it's not just at a conscious level, but it's in their unconscious mind. So it's starting to move them and orient them. Right? So be careful who you listen to. Make sure that they have the results that you want. Like, what are my results? I would say that I'm a more healthy, joyous person compared to most people, actually. And it's very tempting to say that, oh, because I don't have myself financially and established and have a family, that I'm not worth listening to. So in other words, if I was happy and had a family, then that might give me some legitimacy. But, ooh, like, but as long as that's my goal, as long as it's the direction I'm going, then I think it's fine. And that far lane keeps improving. So, like, my goal is to have a family, but I want to do it in a sustainable way. Where, see, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll have a family, but they won't be thinking about, do I trust the in-laws? Like, for example, I need to trust my, in-laws or the sister, whoever the legal terms are. They need to be able to respect the fact that I'm gonna, have a vegan family. And this is not to convince you of my positions. This is to convince you to have some internal sense and get what you want in life. Okay? It's moving, boy. Make it. We moving, boys. We are moving, boys. Somehow the traffic wants to. There's like these weird slowdowns for fucking no reason, right? Well, like I said, there is reason to it, and there's reason behind everything else as well, like having a happy marriage and why. So this Priscilla, she's kind of like a quote-unquote woman gone her own way. She's completely sold on the idea that men are incapable of love. And the reason I think she says that is because probably, like, a lot of people, when they say that, oh, like, women are this or men are that or society is this, it often is a reference to the people that they're immediately around. So that's why you got to be really careful about what you say and the people you're around, because you'll exist in their unconscious mind. Like, here's an example. Like, some people I used to hang out with, they're jokesters and they're funny, but they're not. But they aren't like making things happen in life, and so they're not goal oriented. Just goof off, have fun. It's like grade school. There's another guy I'm listening to, Marquette Devon. Marquette. So I've noticed, I think black people are, it's more like African American people. They have a unique way of making things sound like, they have a funny way of expressing things in a playful way, and they seem to be good at speaking. And then they're also very, I think, also skeptical and strong-minded. Like, they have like a healthy developed skepticism, especially since of the past where they were mistreated by society and in the country, they have this disposition of, yeah, I'm skeptical of men, skeptical of women. But here's the thing: the main reason that these, especially in the black community in America, the men are so feminine. And what I mean by feminine is they're not about worshiping the vulva. They're not, and some of them are, of course, but mostly they're more into, like Marquette will say things like a woman's breasts, and a lot of these quote unquote alpha guys, they think it's too submissive to go down on a woman. As a man, to go down on a woman. But I think it's uplifting. I think it's Alright, where are we going with this? Where the fuck are we going, guys? Alright. Alright, map check, boys. I'll be right back, boys. Alright, back to you. So another fun thing I've noticed that when you're in traffic, one fun thing you can do is you can actually switch feet. So your foot's not like being pressured by this. Your underneath of your thigh is not being pressured by the seat. So you kind of switch feet, and then you've got your left foot managing the gas, the brake, and occasionally gas. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, like I said, the African American man is more about even talking about his own privates, or talking about effing women or doing this, and he's not talking about her vulva. That's troubling. Oh shit. Alright, boys, the reason I need to sign off is so I can listen to the fun music to keep me going, but I'm feeling great, and I hope you're feeling promising about what I'm saying. Maybe I should talk about the goal of marriage, and how to do it safely in the exact way. So it's this simple. It's once you have both a certain amount of money saved up, maybe need health insurance so that I can pay for mother's, childbirth. And it's, quote unquote, life is difficult. Like, do you really do you really want to if you ask people, oh, would you want a 10-day break of just sleeping and being able to relax, they'd probably say yes. So the question is, how do we get them to enjoy their jobs so that they wouldn't even want to say yes? I gotta tune off. Do I fucking have to? Let's keep going, boys. Let's keep going, boys. Yeah, it's like, but whatever your ethnicity, you're not going to be happy unless your life is about vulva. And it's like you can challenge people on this. You can say, whenever someone makes like a penis or breast joke, you can say, but vulva is the greatest. And then maybe look around to the guys and say, right? Ah, yes. Yes. Alright, boys. I'm home. I'm home, boys. Oh, yeah. Alright, signing out. Ah, fuck.